think the other question you had was what metrics, right?
Yes, metrics. Yes, that was the next one. Yes.
Yeah. So what metrics would be typically? Yes. So when you're the start of your project itself, if it's very good to define with your stakeholders, like you sit with your bosses and your customers and say that, okay, what are kind of KPIs and matrices that you need to that we need to measure at the end of this project, saying that, okay, we are successful, we have done this, and so on. One could be time to complete the project, like how easy or difficult was it to achieve the timelines. Then what is the business ask? What is the drivers that are pushing for us to do this thing? Is it better customer engagement? Is it better customer experience, user experience? What would be the application performance in terms of before the activity? Like in your case, it is you're already in the cloud, like AWS. Once it's on AWS and once it's on Google, what is that you're trying to measure? And what is the security parameters? How many, was security a driver for you to move to the cloud? Or is the cost of the security solutions, was that a driver to help you move from AWS to Google GCP? So you can actually have these kind of parameters. What is the total cost of doing your exercise? What is the business continuity in terms of what you need to do? How much, if in case of service outage, what does it take for you to come up and down? Then what would be the infrastructure details that you would actually have in terms of the cloud detail? Okay, so typically what would be the user experience? What are the kind of governance criteria that you will actually need to have? So you can actually say that this is typically the kind of parameters that you would. So these are some the handful of parameters that I have given, but you can actually sit with your stakeholders, because finally your stakeholders are your ultimate decision-making members. So it could be your management, your customers, and your end users. So they are the guys who will decide what your parameters could be. But typically it would be along these lines. So you'll have to sit with them, figure them out, and find out what are the individual matrices and KPIs that against each of these parameters that you're really concerned about. And then once you sit with them, you can actually decide, what is that you would need to go. Prakash, does it make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. So definitely, I need to sit with the stakeholders. I think cost anyway is a factored item because they have already finalized it. But when it comes to migration before and after, what are the parameters I should look into? After, again, when we do migration, what are the parameters we should look into and tune if needed? So for that, I will sit with the stakeholders. I think that really helps. Yes.
Correct. So you will have to, because if at the start of the project, if you have this clarity, it becomes very easy for you to measure what is that you want to measure. And there's a lot of clarity from all the people involved also to tell you, okay, this is exactly the reason why we are moving, and these are the parameters that we need to measure. And that will give you a good grip on where you're going.
Yeah.